Now, DARPA is a part of the military, but they often make advances in science that are very important to the whole country. They're the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, and they have a new idea, robots. Okay, now they say this for humanitarian reasons. In fact, it's described by Reuters as a new robot that they built. The hulking Atlas robot is designed not as a warrior, but as a humanitarian machine that would rescue victims in the rubble of a natural disaster. Of course they would, right? So for example, they say in Fukushima, you needed people to go in, and if you remember, senior citizens in Japan volunteered to do that, which was an amazing act of courage and heroism. But now we're saying that, look, we can send in these robots. Here, let me show you some of the robots. Take a look at some of the pictures. All right, that seems like a badass robot. That's not that far removed from what we see in the movies. Okay, and there you have another picture. And now, let me show you a video where they demonstrate the robots and see if it's still friendly. And at the end of this, I might begin to tell you some things that are not so friendly.
Going across rough terrain like is shown on this video. So we set up this challenge. It started with software work, and then it evolved into what was called the DARPA Robotics Challenge Trials. We wanted to put systems that would go into an environment that humans go into but find difficult and would use human tools. So you wouldn't necessarily design a robot to have a human hand, other than the fact that the valve that I've got to turn,
it has to be turned.
It has to be, exactly. The size and the scale of these things. But this robot had to do things like remove rubble, it had to turn valves, it had to put a fire hose on. This thing had to be able to get itself up and down a ladder about 10 feet, which was interesting. It would take them a long time to do that. We actually got them into all-terrain vehicles, and it had to drive an all-terrain vehicle through an obstacle course. And it had to clear rubble and open doors.
Okay, we're fucked. Okay, now for now they say it's for humanitarian purposes, and let me describe in more detail some of the things that you saw in that video. Scientists also showed Hagel, of course our defense secretary that you saw in the video, the latest technology for prosthetics, including a mechanical hand that responds to brain impulses and a prosthetic arm controlled by foot movements. And they went on to explain, Justin Sanchez, who is a medical doctor and a program manager at DARPA who works with prosthetics and brain-related technology, showed Hagel a video of a patient whose brain had been implanted with a sensor, allowing her to control a mechanical arm with her thoughts. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Okay. Now, look, these always start as positive things like, oh my God, go into Fukushima, go into the rubble, rescue people in a burning building, and they need to be able to turn the knob this way, so I've got the sensor and I put it on my hand and he turns the knob as I turn the knob. But then imagine an army of robots where the people don't have to be there and they control them through their actions somewhere else. I don't have to imagine it that much. I've seen like 12 movies where they do that. Well, now, welcome to the future. It's right now. And they said that they thought it would take about 50 years to get to some of this technology, and they got there in only a couple of years. Now, this robot was because of a competition that they launched to see who could do this best, and apparently we did pretty well, and they've got some good results. So now, let me give you the not-so-friendly ending here. They explain on Reuters, DARPA managers showed Hagel other technologies, but reporters were ushered out after the first 3 demonstrations due to concerns about revealing military secrets. Uh-oh. They're like, all right, the cameras are rolling. Yeah, let's show the humanitarian part of the robots. That's great. Go into the rubble. Okay, now we're going to show you the other parts. And bye-bye. Reporters, exit left. Okay. All right, and if that wasn't ominous enough, get a load of this. They went on to say a U.S. defense official who spoke on condition of anonymity said Hagel was given an update on Plan X, a cyber warfare project. They're coming. They're coming. Okay. Now, they haven't turned against us yet. But this could have a lot of upsides, and it could have a lot of downsides. Keep it real.